Okay, so I make a lot of keychains, and so today I'm going to be talking about the process of making keychains and the manufacturer that I use. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Indy. I'm known as Do This by Indy on Instagram and TikTok. The manufacturer that I use is called Vograce, and this video is in no shape or form sponsored by them. It is just a company that I've heard a lot about, so I decided to give it a try. So Vograce, they are known to produce a variety of different things like keychains, notebooks, stickers, washi tapes, you name it, they can do it, and they're forever expanding. I feel like every time on their website or I get an email from them, they are like, we're producing this new item now, taking orders now. They're also known for their accessibility and the easy process of creating items. So if you're not familiar with creating keychains or just products in general, I feel like a lot of times people use manufacturers from like Alibaba, and sometimes it could be a little bit tough, especially with the time zone, the language barrier, but overall you find a rep from Alibaba for a specific manufacturer and you say, hey, I want to make a keychain, and then you go back and forth with the specs, the colors, the design. There's more of a catered process to that. Whereas on Vograce, there's a variety of different items. For example, like an acrylic keychain or something. You click on that item, you put in your image, you tell them what kind of metal you want for your keychain. If you want a circular ring or a star-shaped ring, there's customization there, and then you simply add it to cart, and then you wait for them to send you kind of like a preview of what it looks like, and then that's it. And you're already like paid and everything, whereas on Alibaba, they send you an invoice, you have to put in your credit card information, things like that. Whereas on Vograce, like I said, it's very intuitive. You add to cart, checkout cart, and then wait for the design preview. So now let's talk about setting up your art for Vograce itself. So like I said previously, it's very easy. You just kind of have to put in your artwork into their system before you add it to cart, and then they will send you a preview of that art as a keychain before they produce it. Here are just some tips on getting your design to look exactly how you want it to look. I think tip number one is that if you're gonna include words in your keychain, make sure that it's reversed on the other side, because that's how they produce it. So one example is my cat keychain where I have words up here, but then when you flip it over, it's incorrect. So I fixed that on a different item for my shrimp chip. So if you can see here, it's shrimp chip in the front, but then in the back, it is also in the same way. It's just kind of flipped, but you have to make sure that the word shrimp chip is reversed so that you can actually read it. Whereas on this side, it's reversed, but you can't really read it. But luckily, I think I was fine with the cat being not reversible on the other side, because I just wanted like one front side and one true back side. So I think that was okay. Okay, so the next tip is that if you are going to have a white background on your photo, make sure that you indicate that. Otherwise, it's gonna look like this, where it's gonna be clear background. And one tip to let them know that is having a image that shows that there's a white image. So for example, when I'm drawing something, I'm gonna have like maybe a colorful, like pink maybe, background, and then outline it white to indicate that I want this whole keychain to be white. And I still love these keychains, but I wish I had known that I needed to have a white background to show that it's white, because on the design that I sent them, it was like a white background. It's just that I didn't really indicate that I wanted the keychain itself to be white, so I think they automatically assume that it's going to be clear. So I think that's one thing that I would prefer to work with Alibaba or like a different manufacturer that has more one-on-one help, because I feel like if you're going to have this like self-service kind of experience, like you miss that kind of intimate relationship and you miss all these little details, because I would have told the rep on Alibaba or something that I wanted my keychain to be white rather than clear. So I'm pretty sure Vograce works in a queue just like any other manufacturer. It's first come first serve unless you have like a super big order. I'm sure that they will do that first rather than smaller orders like mine, which I only order like maybe about 50 to 100 of each item. So I think I got my keychains. I usually do some reorders and then some new ones. So probably like 3 to 5 different designs, 50 each. And it took them about maybe 2 weeks for them to see it and then give me a preview and then produce it and then ship it out. And then for it to come to me, like I think total lead time is about 3 weeks, I would say. But when it does come, it comes in a box and it's bubble wrapped. And here's what it looks like. Just comes in another separate bag for each of the keychains. So this is one of them. It comes in like these kind of like opaque bags, which I wish I could just use for orders and stuff. But I decided to just make it kind of cuter and wrap it myself. But it comes like this. And it's exactly what I am looking for. They also have like a screen protector, which is nice. I usually take it off before sending it out because I feel like most of the time people don't realize that there's a screen protector, and I didn't want to make a separate sticker or like a card telling them that you have to like rip it out, so I just do it for them before it gets to them. And usually it's pretty scratch free when I send it out, so I haven't gotten any complaints yet, so it's perfectly fine to take it out before sending it out to a customer. But overall, I think Vograce is pretty great as a beginner who is just looking to get some keychains without the hassle of finding the perfect manufacturer somewhere in Alibaba where there's millions of manufacturers to choose from, especially from keychains since it's such a popular item. It looks good and looks professional. It's exactly what I'm looking for and it looks like my design. But like I said, I think the only caveat to using Vograce is that like very self-service experience, whereas I kind of wish I had that one-on-one experience and help. And I think also if you're new to making keychains, like you would probably want that like one-on-one help, just because like I mean, I think Vograce is pretty intuitive to use. Like it's very easy to just pick and choose and customize your keychain, but if I'm like a beginner who knows nothing about keychains, I think I would have wanted someone to guide me, hold my hand, and tell me exactly how to set up the files and everything. So that is exactly how I make my keychains. I have another video on how I make pins, so maybe I'll have a series of how I make certain products in my shop. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel.